we are having multiple inheritance is there, we can go with multiple inheritance, but by default, we cannot implement it. By default, we cannot implement it. We need to take care about, we need to be get take care about in having that particular respective new concept that we will be taking with interface. We need to be get understand it how exactly we can take care about in working with this particular inheritance concept. We need to be get understand it how exactly we can take care about this particular respective inheritance concept here. Okay, you can see that, see the understanding. Now, if I'm taking with this particular one, so the whole concept of inheritance, we need to have some terminologies. While working this particular inheritance concept, while working this particular inheritance concept, we need to take care about using the respective terminologies. If I'm taking with that particular terminology, if I'm taking the terminology, this particular one, we can consider that superclass. What is it? Superclass. This particular one, we can consider that the terminology which we can mention that superclass. In the same way, in the same way, we can consider that this is subclass. What is it? Subclass. We can say that subclass, or we can say that derived class, which we can consider, that superclass, and then consider that subclass here. So we got two things here. One will be taking with superclass and one will be taking with subclass, or we can call as derived class. We can call as subclass. We can call as subclass, or we can go with derived class here. If I'm taking with this particular one, the one will be taking with, this particular subclass, or we can consider that derived class here. So the two things we got, one will be taking with, considering that superclass, another one we can call as subclass, or we can call as derived class here. Okay. In the same way, we need to take care about some other terminology. This is, we can mention that parent class. What is it? Parent class. And then this particular one, we can say that child class. What is it? Child class. One, you can consider that parent class. Another one, you can consider that child class here. As simple, this particular child, can take care about inheriting all the properties of parents. If I'm taking with the child can take care about, inheriting all the properties of parents here. That is one level. The next level, it can continue. If I'm taking this, we can consider the child class here. This particular child can access the properties of parents. At the same time, it can take care about access the properties of grandparents here. If I'm taking this particular child, it can access properties from parent, and then it can access properties from grandparents here. Now, see that the whole concept here, the whole concept of this particular inheritance. In simple, we can say that The first understanding the meaning of inheritance. The meaning of inheritance. We can say that accessing the data, accessing the data from one class to another class. If I'm taking with inheritance, if I'm taking with inheritance, we can say that accessing the data from one class to another class. That is what we can consider inheritance. In that, we got different types of inheritance that we mentioned that single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, single level inheritance, mentioning that accessing the data from only one class. And then we got multi-level inheritance. The meaning of multi-level inheritance, accessing the data from more than one class, accessing the data from more than one class. Then we got multiple inheritance. That multiple inheritance by default we cannot implement it. By default we cannot implement it. To implement that, we are using the concept of interface. To implement that, we are taking the concept of interface. Okay. Now, how exactly we can take care about in implementing with this particular inheritance concept? First, we look into that. First, we look into that single level inheritance, and after that, we'll take care about multi-level inheritance. According to our understanding, what is the meaning of single level inheritance? Accessing the data from only one class. We need to be able to access the data. We need to be able to access the data from only one class that we will be taking with single level inheritance. Let's see that how exactly we can take care about in implementing that particular single level inheritance. That particular concept of single level inheritance, very straightforward. As usual, our regular concept only, we need to take care about creating with class. We provided one particular class name, considering that class open and considering that class close. We need to take care about in open with the class and taking care about closing that particular class here. Okay. Now, this particular class A, we got provided method. What is that method? Test. In class A, we got take care about. In class A, we are taking care about in creating one particular method that it will be taking with test method. If I'm taking with the class A, we are taking care about one particular method that will be taking with test method. That particular test method, we are printing with the statement. Just according to our comfortable, we can take care about in printing the required statement. Okay. See the understanding? We got created class A. Inside of class A, we created the method that we provided. Method name is test. Okay. Then we created one more particular class. So that class name we provided us B. And then taking care about in doing extents of A. We are taking care about extents of A. By that, this extents keyword will take care about, this extends keyword will take care about in referring that class A. In class A, whatever the data is there, in class A, whatever the data is there, it will take care about in accessing all that particular data. It will take care about in accessing all that particular data. Okay. Then we got created main method. We need to take care about in creating with main method. That particular main method created need to get access for method. To get access for method, to get access for method, we need to be get creating the object. To get access for method, we need to be get creating the object. So that object we need to be get created class name, object name equal to new class name. We created object. For which class we created object? For which class we created object? Class B. See the concept here. See the concept. Object is created for class B. Object is created for class B. And accessing the method available in class A. See the concept of inheritance. We created object. For which class we created? For which class we created? Class B. We created object for class B and then accessing the method. What is the method we are accessing? What is the method we are accessing? Test method. That particular test method available in class A. So we are taking care about accessing the method available in class A. So this is what we are taking care about, that particular inheritance concept. Did we created any object for class A? For class A, did we create it? No. So class A, we have not created. Without creating object for class A, without creating object for class A, we need to take care about in accessing the method which is available in that particular class A. That is what exactly the concept of inheritance. That is what exactly the concept of inheritance. You can see here. In case if I'm removing this extents of A, if I remove the extents of A, it will give the error in the program. Giving the error. At what line number we are getting? At what line number we are getting error? 11. Why we are getting error in that line only? Because the test method is available in which class? Test method available in which class? Class A. But we created object. Object created for which class? Object created for which class? Class B. Method available in class A, but object created for class B. Before inheritance concept, this is not possible. Because of that, the Java guys came up with inheritance concept with the help of that particular inheritance concept. With the help of that particular inheritance concept, without creating without creating object for that particular class, without creating object for that particular class, we need to take care about, we need to take care about in accessing, we need to take care about in accessing that particular respective method. That is what we need to take care about in understanding or in implementing that particular inheritance concept, that it will be taking with single level inheritance, that it will be taking with single level inheritance here. This is how we have an option. This is how we have an option taking care about in implementing this particular respective inheritance concept here. Okay, this is what we need to take care about. This is what we need to take care about in implementing. In the same way, we got take care about. In the same way, we need to take care about in implementing with multi-level inheritance. We need to take care about in implementing with multi-level inheritance. How exactly we can implement, how exactly we can implement this particular multi-level inheritance. How exactly we can implement this particular multi-level inheritance. Okay, see that. First, we look into the syntax. First, we'll understand that what exactly the syntax to be followed, and then we'll take care about in writing the program. First, we'll understand that what exactly the syntax to be followed, and after that, we'll take care about in writing the program. See the understanding? See the understanding. First, we are creating with class. First, we are creating with one particular class, providing with class name, providing with class name. First, we are taking care about in creating with one particular class, that will be taking with, that will be taking with class A. Okay. Now, inside of class A, inside of class A, we are just providing some values, taking with A value, and then considering that B value. In simple, our regular concept, it will be taking with class A, that particular class A, we are taking with variable of A, and we are taking with variable of B. Okay. In the same way, in the same way, we need to take care about in creating with one more class, creating with one more class, that will be taking with class B, which will be taking with class B. Now, inside of class B, inside of class B, you are taking care about considering that taking with X value, taking with X value, and then taking with Y value. We are taking with class A and considering that that particular class A, and then taking with class B. Okay. Similar to that, it will be taking with class C, which it will be taking with class C. One will be taking class A, class B, and then class C. So totally how many classes we created? How many classes we created? 3 classes. We got take care about in creating with 3 classes. In that particular 3 classes, in that particular three classes. We got created three classes. In that particular three classes, we need to take care about in implementing with inheritance. To implement inheritance, to implement inheritance, you will be using the keyword. What is that keyword? What is the keyword? Extends. Extends of, you will be taking with A, which you will be mentioning that extents of A. You will be taking with extents of A. Okay. After that, here, as we got mentioned, extents of A, this extends keyword will take care about in referring with the extends keyword will take care about in referring with that particular class name of A. This extends keyword will take care about in referring with class name of A. Okay, that particular one, say the understanding. Taking care about extents of A. Okay. Now, we need to take care about in having with the possibility to access the data of variable A and variable B. As an example, I mentioned addition. As an example, I got mentioned that addition, not like mandatory to get perform that addition. It is not like mandatory in performing that addition. Okay. Now, see the understanding. See the understanding. One, it will be taking with the class A and then taking with class B. Okay. Then we got taking with class C that will be mentioned extends. Extents of A or B. Extents of B. We need to mention that extents of B. By that, it will refer class B. It will refer that particular class B. Once it got refer class B, once it got refer class B, so that particular class B, what is the data you got? X and Y. So by that, you have an option. Taking care about in accessing the data that you will be taking with X and Y. That you will be taking with accessing the data that you will be taking with X and Y. In the same way, we got an option. Taking with A and B. We got an option taking with A and B. This data accessing from which class? Class B. And this particular data accessing from which class? Class A, which it will be taking care about that particular class A. This is what we need to take care about in considering that multi-level inheritance. Considering that accessing the data from more than one class here. Accessing the data from more than one particular class. So if I'm taking this particular one, we need to be get mentioning that accessing the data from more than one particular class. This is how we need to take care about. This is how we need to take care about in implementing with multi-level inheritance. In implementing with multi-level inheritance. Okay. In the same way, we need to write that particular program. In the same way, we need to take care about writing that particular program. Let's see that how exactly we can take care about in writing that particular program. Let's see that how we can take care about in writing that program. Okay. Need to begin taking care about creating the class. We need to take care about in creating with the class, providing with the class name. What is the class name? What is the class name? A. We need to provide that particular class name that will be taking with A. Okay. Now, inside of the class A, I'm giving with the data, mentioning the A value and then considering the B value. Whatever the data required, whatever the data is required, we can provide that particular data. Whatever the data has been required, we can provide that particular respective data. Okay. See that, see the understanding. Here we need to write the method. We need to write the method. Just writing one method, just writing one method, considering the M1 method, and then taking care about in printing with the statement, in printing with the statement M1 executed, in printing with the statement M1 executed. This is just for our understanding purpose. We are writing M1 method. We are writing M1 method just for our understanding, not like mandatory, not like mandatory to write that method. We created one class, provided the data, and then taking care about creating that method. Okay. Next, creating with one more class. Creating with one more class. What is the class name we provided? What is the class name we provided? Class B. We provided that particular class name. We provided that particular class name that will be taking with class B. We provided that particular class name that will be taking with class B. Okay. Now, see the understanding. We are just taking care about in providing that particular data, taking with X value and then taking with Y value, which will be taking with X value and then taking with that particular Y value. Okay. Now, see the understanding. Again, we are writing the method. We are writing the method that will be taking with M2. We are writing the method that will be taking with M2 and then printing with the statement, considering the M2 executed, printing with the statement that will be taking with M2 executed. Okay. After that, creating with one more particular class, creating with one more particular class, taking with class C, writing with class C. Inside of that, taking care about writing the method, taking care about writing the method that will be taking with M3, which will be taking care about writing the method M3 and then printing with the statement that will be considering the M3 executed. Okay, see that. We are not making any new things here. Just our regular activity. Created the classes. We just created the classes. Inside of the classes, what we provided? Data and method. In simple, we created the classes. Inside of the classes, we got provided that respective methods. Totally, how many classes we created? How many classes we created? 3 classes. How many methods we created? How many methods we created? We created 3 classes. We created 3 classes. In the 3 classes, the 3 methods has been done. In simple, our regular understanding, we got take care about in creating with, we got taking care about in creating with 3 classes. In 3 classes, we created with 3 methods. In 3 classes, we created with 3 methods. Okay, done. Now, in this program, we need to take care about, in implementing with, in this particular program, we need to take care about in implementing with inheritance concept. We need to take care about, in implementing with inheritance concept according to our understanding. How we can implement the inheritance? How we can implement inheritance? According to our understanding, in the program, if we want to implement the inheritance, how we can implement inheritance? By using the keyword. What is that keyword? What is the keyword? Which will be taking with extends. We need to be get take care about. We need to be get take care about in implementing with inheritance concept by taking with the keyword of extends. By taking the keyword of extends, by using the keyword of extends, we need to take care about in implementing that particular inheritance concept. Further, we are taking with extends. What do we mention? Extends. Extends of A. We mentioned that extends of A, which we got mentioned that extends of A. If I'm taking that particular one, we need to be get mentioned that extends of A. Okay. If we mention extends of A in class A, what is the data we got? In class A, what is the data we got? A value, B value, and M1 method. For now, we are able to get access the data. For now, we are able to get access the data that will be taking with A plus B. As you mention extents of A, you are taking care about. As we mentioned extents of A, you are taking care about. In providing, accessing the data available in class A that will be taking with A and B. Okay. Now, in the same way, we are taking care about class C. That particular class C, taking with extends, extends of B. We need to be get mentioned that extends of B. we need to take care about extents of B. By that, this extends keyword, which class it will refer? Which class it will refer? Class B. If you refer the class B, what is the data you got in class B? X and Y. So we got the data of X and Y. We got the data of X and Y. Okay. So that we are able to access the data. We are able to access the data that will be taking with X and Y. That will be taking with X and Y. This data we are accessing. We are accessing from which class? We are accessing from which class? Class B. We are accessing that particular X and Y. We are accessing that particular X and Y from class B. Okay. In the same way, we are able to access the data. At the same time, we are able to access the data A and B from which class we are accessing? From which class we are accessing? Class A. Nothing but if I'm taking with these two, from how many classes we are accessing? From how many classes we are accessing? Two classes. That is what we mentioned, that multi-level inheritance. What is the meaning of multi-level inheritance? Accessing the data from more than one class. So accessing the data from more than one class, that will be taking with multi-level inheritance. This is what the concept of multi-level inheritance created. The different classes implementing the inheritance, taking care about in implementing with multi-level inheritance. Perfectly okay. That part perfectly okay. Now we need to execute the program. We have to take care about, we need to take care about in executing this program. If you want to execute this program, or in general to execute any program, what you require? To execute any Java program, what we require? Main method. To execute any Java program, if you want to execute any Java program, you required main method. Okay. Now, in this program, we need to write main method. See the understanding? In this particular program, we need to take care about writing the main method. So according to our understanding, in which class we need to write main method? Is that I need to write main method in class A or class B or class C? In which class we need to write main method? Is it class A or class B or class C or all the classes? Why class C? Why we need to write in class C? Why not we can take class A or class B? As simple as a simple understanding. Whenever you are working with the programming, it's mandatory of main method. First understanding, it is mandatory of main method. Without having the main method, Without having the main method, we can't execute our program. First understanding. After that, one program, one program, we need to maintain only one main method. You can create how many classes, but one program, we need to maintain. One program, we need to maintain only one main method. There is no chance of, there is no chance of writing multiple main methods. There is no chance of writing multiple main methods for one program. There is no chance of writing multiple main methods for one program. The whole program, one main method. Okay. Now, that main method, I can go with class A or class B or class C. I can provide a main method in class A, or I can take class B, or I can take class C. We can write, but the concept is, if I'm writing the main method in class A, if I'm writing the main method in class A, this class A, is that class A is connected with any other classes? If I'm taking with the class A, is that class A is connected with any other classes? No, class A is not connected. Class A is not connected with any of other classes. Class A is not connected with any of other classes. Okay. Now, let's go with the class B. Because of that, as class A is not connected with any of other classes, class A is not connected with any of other classes, there is no use of in creating main method. Let's go with class B. Let's go with class B. If I'm taking with class B, this particular class B, it has been connected. For which class it has been connected? For which class it has been connected? Class A. It has been connected with class A. When you compare with the class C, class C got connected with all other classes. When you compare with all these things, our class C is got connected with all other classes. Class C got connected with all other classes. Because of that, we are taking care about writing main method. Because of that, we are taking care about in writing main method. In which class? Class C. We are writing the main method in class C. The reason is class C got a connectivity of all other classes. Because of that, we are writing main method. We are writing the main method in class C. That will be taking with public static void, taking with main, and then taking with string, considering that aux need to be take care about that particular main method. Need to take care about that main method. Okay, we created the main method. Now we need to create the object. If we need to take care about accessing the method. So how we can access the method? By using object. We need to create object. For which class we have to create object? See that. If I'm taking with these things here, for which class we need to create object? Is it class A or class B or class C? Why class C? The same. Class C got a connectivity of all other classes. Class C is having the connectivity of all other classes. Because of that, we need to create object for class C. We need to create object for class C. Okay. Now see that to create object, what is the syntax I will follow? Class name, object name equal to new class name. So we'll be taking with class name, after that object name equal to taking with new class name. Okay. Now understand the actual concept of inheritance. See that. We are taking M1 method. M1 method available in which class? M1 method available in which class? M1 method available in which class? Class A. Did we created any object for class A? Did we created any object for class A? No. We got M2 method. M2 method available in? M2 method available in class B. Did we created any object for class B? No, we have not created object for class A and we have not created object for class B. For which class we created? For which class we created? Class C. We created object for class C and accessing the method available in class A and class B. See the understanding. See the understanding. We created object for class C, but we are able to access the methods available in class A and available in class B. That means how many objects we created? Objects. How many objects we created? Only one object. We created object, only one object is created. With the help of that object, from how many classes we are accessing the data? From how many classes? That particular 3, including that C, we are taking with 3 classes. We created object for one class and we are able to access the data from all other classes. You may have 10 classes, 100 classes, 300 classes. You doesn't require to create an object for all the classes. Create an object for only one class, create an object for only one class, and then we are able to access the method. Assume that in this program, in case inheritance concept not available, in this program, in case inheritance concept is not available, to access these methods, how many objects we have to create? How many objects? 3 objects need to be created. If Java guys are not provided that inheritance concept, we have to take care about creating the object for 3 times, which is not like a very easy. That is how your inheritance concept has been came into the picture. That will be taking with M1 and then taking with M2, which you will be taking with M2, and after that you will be taking with M3, which we will be taking with M3. So that we will be taking with M1 and then taking with M2 and then taking with M3. Okay. Now we created classes, we created methods, we provided inheritance. All the things are done. All the things we provided. Now we need to take care about executing the program. We need to take care about in executing this program. But if I want to execute this program, giving an error in this program, what need to be done? Second one. Okay. 17th, what I need to do there? I need to remove the public. Okay. Oh, so I just remove the public. Error is resolved. Any error? Okay. Now to run the program, what is option we required? Run as where is Java application? When for vacation? Huh? Vacation time is done, sir. When for vacation, sir? Uh-huh. Okay, ninth line we need to mention public. Ninth line. Okay. Still error. Then remove public. Huh? Uh-huh. Okay. See the understanding. While working this programming, we have to take care about some concept, some Java standards. See that. Look into this program. See this program. We created one program. This is one program we created. But in this program, how many classes we created? How many classes? 3 classes. We created one program. We created one program, but in that particular one program, we created with 3 classes. We created one program in that particular one program. In that particular one program, we created with 3 classes here. See the understanding? See the understanding. If I'm taking with this thing, one program, multiple classes. Okay. According to Java standards, according to the programming standards of Java, you can write n number of classes in one program. You can write n number of classes in one program. It doesn't make any problem. You can take care about in creating with n number of classes in one program. It doesn't make any problem. But according to the Java standards, create n number of classes. That doesn't make any problem. But in that, we have to take care about, we need to take care about in maintaining only one class as public. We can create n number of classes. That doesn't make any problem. But we have to take care about, we need to take care about in maintaining only one class as public. We need to take care about in maintaining with only one class as public. So which class need to maintain public? Which class need to maintain public? I mean class A, class B, class C. So which class we have to maintain public? Which class we need to maintain public? Class Class A or class B or class C? Class C. We need to maintain class C as a public. We need to maintain class C as a public. The reason, same concept. The reason, same concept. That particular class C, got a connectivity of all other classes. Class C got a connectivity of all other classes. Because of that, we need to maintain class C as public, and at the same time, main method available in class C. Because of that, we need to mark as, or we need to make class C as public. One standard. Don't be confused. While writing the programming in one program, we can create n number of classes. That doesn't make any problem. But in that, we need to maintain only one class as public. Which class need to maintain public? In simple, the class which is connected with all other classes. The class which is connected with all other classes. After that, another one. In which class it got in a main method? In which class it got in a main method? That particular class we need to maintain as a public. Okay, done. Now, another one. That is the first understanding. Second one. See the program. What is the class name we got? Hello. What is the file name we got? Hello, nothing but hello.java. Okay. This particular one. What is the class name? Hello2. What is the file name? Hello2. Okay. This particular one. What is the class name? Class name. Loops. What is the file name? Loops. Loops.java. So according to this, what we can understand here? Class name. This is the class name. This is the file name. What we got to understand here? That class name and the file name both should be same. According to the programming, that particular class name and that particular file name both should be same. Okay. Till now, we created only one class and we created that only one program. Because of that, there is no issue at all. As we created only one class, by default, that class name and the file name both are same, no issue at all. But if we take this program, in this current program, if I'm taking with this particular current program, in this particular current program, see the file name. What is the file name we got? A.java. But if I'm taking the class name, what are the class names we got? Class A, class B, class C. So because of that, class name and the file name, not exactly, it is not matching. That is the reason it is giving an error. So according to our understanding, we got class A, we got class B, we got class C. Now, according to this, if I'm taking with the file name, what should be the file name? Is that A.java, B.java, C.java? What is it? C.java. The reason? Class C got a connectivity of all other classes. At the same time, main method available in class C here. Now we can see that which will be taking with rename. We need to take care about the rename. Further, we are using the option. What is option? Refactor. From there, you are taking with the rename. Previously, we got a dot Java. We need to take care about in doing with the rename. We need to take care about in doing with that particular rename that we will be taking with refactor. That particular refactor it will be taking with rename. So once you click on that, that class name, what should be the class name? C, which I will be taking with the C, that I will be taking with finish activity. That I will be taking with finish activity. We need to be able to see that it will replace that particular one. So what is the file name we got? C.java. So now we have to take care about, we need to take care about that rename that should be A and this particular one A. Okay, see that. Now see the understanding, see the understanding. Is there any error in the program? No. So we don't have any error. There is no error in the program. So now if I'm taking care about in executing, it will be printing all that particular statement. So we are calling M1 method, M1 executed. We are calling M2 method, M2 executed and taking with A plus B. In the same way, M3 executed, taking with X plus Y and then taking with A plus B. So this is what we got an option. This is what we got an option in taking care about in implementing with multi-level inheritance. One it will be taking with single level inheritance. One it will be taking with single level inheritance and another one it will be taking with multi-level inheritance. According to the requirement, we need to be get comfortable in taking care about in implementing with that particular respective step. According to the requirement, we need to take care about in implementing that particular respective step that it will be taking with inheritance. In the same way, we got one more concept. In the same way, we got one more concept mentioning that polymorphism. Just write with the heading polymorphism, write with the heading polymorphism, and then make a note of this particular description. Write with the new heading, mention that polymorphism, and make a note of this particular description. Along with that, the types of polymorphism and that particular description up to that particular highlighted one. All the online students also, all the online students also take care about all the online students also just mention that all the online students it can mention that taking with polymorphism, write that particular description, that particular two types and that particular overload description and taking with override description. Just make a note of up to that particular highlighted one. So all the online students also, please make a note of up to that particular highlighted one. All online students also, please make a note of, please make a note of up to that particular highlighted one. That particular two types, taking with overload and then taking with override. Just make a note of, just make a note of up to that highlighted one. That particular both the descriptions, overload and then override. Done? Online students, is it done? Right. So this is what we need to get understand. So we are pending about that particular concept, the one we got inheritance. After that, we need to take care about that polymorphism and then taking with encapsulation and then abstraction and after that interface. Finally, we need to take care about exception handling. With exception handling, we'll be stopping with Java concepts, and then we need to take care about in getting started with our actual concepts here. Till now, we have not started with our actual concept of Selenium. To get start work with Selenium, whatever the concepts has been required, that is what we are taking care about in learning with all that particular concepts here. So please take care about all that particular respective practice. So looking to all that particular concept. So once we done with this particular Java, then we'll be getting started with our actual Selenium concept.